Well, hello and welcome back. Last we here pretty much got the Nether stars being automated and being turned stellarite, and showing how we can automate eternal stellar. Just need to bring the stellarite and the netherite ingots over here to do that, and so we get eternal stellar. So next thing in that list, what we need to do would be to make an Arcane Reactor core, which means we need ZPM Greg PCBs. Which, well, they're not too bad to get, because there is a fairly easy way to do it. And that's, well, we need PCBs for that. And that's why I've gotten a bunch of finished PCBs here I've made. So if we take all these finished PCBs, like 2 stacks of them, we can bring them over, not into here, I'm just going to do this for now. If we throw the finished PCBs and crush them, we get a chance to get any of those 7 outputs. We could get 0, we could get all 7, anywhere between them all, because it's just a chance to get each of them. So just gotta wait for all that done, and then we need to apply some of them together to make the ZPM Greg PCB, which is, well, we've got to combine, because it all come out damaged, so we need to combine them with other ones to get the undamaged versions. So that's fun. And then we need to combine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of each of them together in a mechanical craft to get a Greg PCB. Which is going to take a lot to even get a single one. So, how many PCBs do I have? Oh, mechanical crafters do I have here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, so we need 24 more. Which is kind of a bit insane, but we'll just do an easy way here, because it's not too hard to automate everything just by connecting everything, all of these up like so. Okay, I'm just gonna dig through here because I need access to the back of all of these here. Cool. Because the ones that go in the row, each row are all the same, so that makes things a bit easier. Okay. Now I need to get a lot more damaged PCB parts, so yeah. See what happens if I crush up all of these PCBs I've got. But the thing is, I need so many of these. So, into here with all of them we go. Because there's a couple of things we need to make. First off, we need to be able to make a Arcane Reactor core, which means we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ZPM Greg PCBs. I don't need to make it go to wealth. We'll need to make a particle accelerator core, which means we need another 5, so that's 10. We'll need the essence extractor cores. I don't know if we're going to need 1 or 2. I don't need any advanced assembly cores, so that's fine. So, that's 10. Yep. Might need another 10, 20 in total. I'm thinking. But we'll see how that goes. So 20 in total, which means we need 7 of each, which means we need 140 of each PCB part. So let's finish doing this all process through and we'll be right back. Okay, so these have all finished crafting up. So let's grab a stack of these. We've got at least... Oh, we've got a fairly even distribution. We've got a few more F and Ds and a few less A and C, but that gets us all the damaged PCB parts. Now let's just make a controller. Great. Okay. What do we need for a controller? So an ME controller, we need a time machine. That's all. Means we need an Enderium casing. What do we need for Enderium? Well, we just need to induction smelt, ender pearl, lead, and diamond dust. I think the diamond is easy enough. Lead, I have no more of. So, I need to go get some more. Okay. Went back down to the mine, found myself half a stack of lead, so all we need to make the Enderium is 2 ender pearls. Okay, we can have this be 3 lead ingots, ender pearl. I've got plenty of ender pearl fragments, so that will work out. 2 ender pearls will crush this diamond up into diamond dust. Take all this over to an induction smelter. I think I've only got one that's being used in the circuit processing line here. Just slowly building up. Okay. Let's turn that off. We go you, and you. That should get us about 4 ingots of Enderium, if I remember correctly. No, this only gives me 2. Oh, that's way worse than I thought. Oh. I don't need a massive amount of Enderium anyway, so that's not too big of a deal. And then I need to make all the 8 time mechanisms, which is easy enough. It's just 4 time in bottles and 8 radiant mechanisms. So let's grab some time in bottles if we still have some being made over here. No, we don't. What are they lacking? Ah, sauce. Okay. Fun. Let's do that for now. There we go. And I have space. 1, 2, 3, 4. Throw that back up there. Perfect. And it all needs to be superheated, so that's fun. Don't I have any buckets on me? Yes, I do. So, no, it's not lube. Fluid cell doesn't help. That's almost out of it. Okay. Thank you for the refined fuel. Cool. Ah. Oh, I said that wrong. Oh, it's fine. So, radiant mechanisms. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Throw you, and you in there. Feed you a bit of this. Enderium casing. No, it's Enderium glass. Oh, it's just a strip block. Cool. Oh, that worked out nicely. So we've got the time mechanism. Cool. So, stripped oak log. Check. apply a bit of enduring ingots. And this is one of the reasons, like, I'm tempted to switch my O to AE, but apply energy 6, but this is like one of the reasons why I don't really want to, is because the time machines are just so damn expensive, and we're getting close to the end. We wouldn't need too much, but yeah. And actually, we would need a lot of these. So, ME controller, so we get that, which is all well and good, but I can easily just do all this manually here. So, starting with the damaged A PCB parts. Need 7 of those. To fix that, we need to put a G and a B onto it in that order. 7 and... So G and a B. Throw those on. And we get the A PCB parts completed. So, the B's, we need to apply a A and a C. So, A and C onto B will get me 14 B PCB parts. So C needs to be D and a B. B and D. I think I get how this goes. So we need to apply the previous one and then the next one to fix them up. So which would mean the D would need C and E, like so. We throw the D in here, which means E would be D and F. So that's very simple to make these, fix them up. Then F would be E and G. So E, G, F, then G would be F and A. In that particular order. And there we go. We get 14 of each part fixed. So that's enough to give me 2 Greg ZPM Greg PCBs. And that gives me a bunch more PCB loot packages. Cool. So to make it, is it in the order of A, B, C, D, E, F, G? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay. From top to bottom. So I should be able to just do that, that, and that. And that gets us our first ZPM Greg PCB, which we need to actually make the Arcane Reactor core and the Particle Accelerator core. What I'm going to do is go through all my parts here, damaged parts here, split them up into thirds, and then process them all, because that's just going to be an easier way here. So, be right back. Okay. Sorting out, was able to get 46, well, parts of 46 each. We got me to about 92 of all of the PCB parts. So now I just need to turn them all into the ZPM Greg PCBs, which is going to be plonk them all in the correct order here. Just do that. That was enough to get me another, well, 13 more ZPM Greg PCBs. So that's good. So that leaves me with two things I need to make here. One, we need the Arcane Reactor core, which means we need Eternal Stellar, which I might have a few shy here. I might need to grab some more resources to get this up and running. So yeah, we need a couple more. And we also need the Particle Accelerator core, which means we need broken spawners. Which means, okay, I know where I can get broken spawners. I need 4 of them in total. So that's fine. First I need the Stellarite pieces from here. I've got 5 in here, which should be a bit on the handy side. If I can even get them out of there. Yeah. I don't need this for now. Cool. Grab the 5 Stellarite pieces. And, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Throw this on here. Oh, that one doesn't have anything on either. Okay. And start it. And that should do enough to get through the rest of the Stellarite pieces. So that should get me another 5 Eternal Stellar. Okay. And the other thing that the Arcane Reactor core needs, or Arcane Reactor, well, we need 12 supercritical machines, 2 large fluid tanks. We need another time machine, arcane polished dark symbols, arcane gold blocks, blocks of netherite. Supercritical machines, we need supercritical mechanisms, which is Eternal Stellar and finished PCB. So, yay, that's a lot of resources here. Yeah, this proves that this does work, the automation here. Oh, did that not? Oh, must not have gone the... Wait a minute, why didn't you... Contains... Oh, it contains an Eternal... Why is there an Eternal Stellar in there? That's all stopping it. Okay. It's weird, there shouldn't have been an Eternal Stellar popping off onto there. Okay. That gives me the 4 Eternal Stellar I need to actually get this done here. So, we do this in here. Combine those with 4. Oh no, this has to be Mechanical Crafter. That's right. I don't even have to do it like this. I can just go bang. I suppose I can just do this manually then. do that. Oh, that didn't go quite as planned. Oh, because I did it the wrong way. Oh. I think that's just... Oh, redstone signal. That's right. There we go. We got ourselves an Arcane Reactor core. Check. Now I need to go see if I have enough spawners. Yes, I do have 6. So that's the Arcane Reactor core, and I need to get everything else for it as well. That didn't go quite to planned. So, spawner, ZPM, spawner, triple ZPM, spawner, ZPM, that, another spawner, go through, and there we go. We've got the Particle Accelerator core. So, starting for the Arcane Reactor core, we got the core, we need a time machine, any item container, an energy battery, 2 large fuel tanks, 16 stellarite blocks, 3 arcane gold blocks, 8 arcane polished darkstone walls, 12 supercritical machines, and 4 blocks of netherite. Fun. And then for the particle accelerator, we need 4 enemy controllers, entity hatch, any item container, a pressurized spawner, 4 with the skeleton skulls, 2 beacons, 13 netherite sheet stairs, 4 shadow casings, and 8 end rods. What do we need for the stellarite block? 9 stellarite pieces. It's going to take a while to get enough stellarite pieces from my stellarite farm here. I think I solved the issue. No, I didn't. I think I have another way to solve this. It's going to take a little bit, but it's pretty much going to be a redstone signal coming out from here, detecting when a nether star is detected. It'll go on and say, hey, first, place down this soul sand. Then, oh, yeah. Then, place down the wither skeleton skulls. Then, toggle on the swords, which I should be able to do here. Yep. And then... oh, yeah. And then when it detects an... so yeah, also first off is toggle off the swords first, and then once it's placed the soul sand and with the skeleton skull, it will then turn the swords back on. Which should allow this to get the farm set up properly. Okay. I think I've gotten this working here. We'll see here when it removes nether star from kills it wither here. So wither should die. Another one spawned. Perfect. And so that will continue on. And so, well, the nether star makes us all the way up there, gets turned into a netherite stellarite shard. Piece comes down here and goes into here, which that takes a while. But that is with the nether star spawning automated. Turns off. Sword hand. With skeleton skulls. So now I just need to let that run and get about 144 stellarite pieces. Okay. I should have just about everything I need to be able to, well, make the arcane reactor here. So I need a time machine. I'll take it. Everything I need for the time machine. Yes, we got ourselves a time machine. A chest of some kind. I want to get done with this because it's taking so long. Okay, got a chest. Then we need an energy battery, which we get from an integrated mechanism machine, and an accumulator, which we just happen to have an accumulator right here. So combine those two together, we get an energy battery. Check. Then next up we need large fluid tanks, which I made 2 of those already. It was just a matter of making them all up. So I've got the 2 large fluid tanks. Then 16 Stellarite blocks, the 3 arcane gold blocks, which I can easily get because I've gathered that all up. Arcane polished darkstone wall, we need 2 of those. Supercritical machine and blocks of netherite. So I've got the blocks of netherite, and the supercritical machines, well, we need supercritical mechanisms, which is Eternal Stellar and finished PCB together. We need 16, so we need 32. Wait. My numbers are off there. I actually need 48. So, combine this with some Eternal Stellar. 48, that's 24. Okay, finish PCBs. Okay. Probably need to be superheated. No. Yeah, it's getting supercritical mechanisms. No, it's not enough. Okay, I need to make more supercritical mechanisms here. Because I need to make 16 of these. This is only enough to make 6 of them. I'm 10 off. Okay. So, the rest of what we need for that is the supercritical casing, which is a combination of both radiant casing and shadow casing. So, get some refined radiance. We also get some shadow steel. We get some stripped oak logs, which we've got plenty of in here. Combine the shadow steel onto it. We get 16 shadow casing. We get 16 radiant casing. Then we apply the radiant casing to the shadow casing. Gets us supercritical casing. Cool. And it's a combination of that and this to get us to supercritical machines, which I still need a lot more. So fun. Anything else I can get? No, that's just it. 12. Oh, it's 12 supercritical machines. Okay, so I was halfway there, so I need another 48 of them. So, let's make that and be right back. Okay, I got the 6 other parts I need for the supercritical machines. So that should get me the 12 of those I need. So, if I've got everything here... Oh, the stellarite blocks, I still need to get that. So, that's what I'm after. Brass funnel. pretty much grab all the stellarite pieces here. And I need to make 16 stellarite blocks here. Which is quite a lot, but there you go. 16 stellarite blocks. Now I just need to make the Arcane Reactor. Gotta figure out somewhere good to do it, because then it's gonna have to be close to the particle accelerator as well. So, or at least close enough. Over here will do. So, the Arcane Reactor. I see how it has to go. So, we start off with this. Stellarite block, polished darkstone wall here. Here. Oh, that went to the wrong spot. Here. We have the chest at the front for the output. So we have tank, energy battery, darkstone wall. Yep, and supercritical mechanisms. So we have the reactor core in the center. So we have 1, 2, 3 supercritical mechanisms with an arcane polished darkstone wall on top. Followed up with next to that. Okay, that's just all that. So that works out. Do I have any extra I can place down? No. Plonk that there. It's fun. Let's do this again. Stellarite block. Grab that. Arcane polished darkstone wall. So, netherite, stellarite, arcane polished, stellarite. Over here then, netherite, stellarite, another arcane polished darkstone wall, and just keep repeating this until we've made all the way around. There we go. Fill in the rest of these with the supercritical machines. Which are weird looking things, but that works. We have the Arcane Reactor core, then we get the... Wait, that should be correct here. 1, 2, 3. And then we put the time machine on top. And bang! We have the Arcane Reactor core. So that's where the power come out. We'll get one of the fluids coming out from here, the other fluid coming out from there. So this is where we need to combine to get the space-time liquid. Eternal stellar, source crystal fragment, and time in a bottle. If I was to put this, and this in here, that should start operating. We'll consume the 3 of those. Eventually. Produce 320,000 FE, 1 bucket of liquid space-time, and 6 buckets of memory essence. Cool. So that's good. Now, the particle accelerator is going to be a bit on the different side because I need to put something else underneath here, which is going to be fun. But that's going to be for making ourselves the portal, or the orb of flying or whatever. Orb of temporary flight. Which that is going to be a bit on the fun side. So, for the orb of temporary flight, one of the first things we're going to need is... well, we're going to need a matter condenser. So, matter condenser, we just need a radiant machine, which means we're missing the machine frame, which means we're missing the tin gear, which that's fine. We need a matter condenser. Which means we need a fluix pearl, which means we need fluix crystals. Which I'll just buy it. Because I don't really feel like going through the whole thing of having to make fluix crystals. That's not too bad. Do I have any charge those quartz? No. Okay. So, let's grab my Amazon tablet. Let's check to make sure we have enough monies in here. Yes, we do. I'll buy... 8 flux crystals. Cool, now allow me to do that. Another thing we're going to need is... well, that allows me to make the dark matter, but also going to need to be able to make corrupted dust. Which we need corrupted dust to start the rune one to get it. So, we need an obsidian ingot, which means we need to smelt an obsidian with iron. I'll make a few of these because, well, getting corrupted dust from the dark runes is not guaranteed. So we do that. Get those smelted up. While that's going on, we'll go over here. Grab the flux crystal. Can I just crush it in? Yes, I can. So, take half of these, crush them up into flux dust. Then we combine that together with the dust or crystals to make ourselves a flux pearl, which we then combine with the radiant machine to get the matter condenser. We're going to need a what is it? Storage component. Okay, all I'm going to be making here are matter balls from this one, so we'll just set that up with a 1k storage component. Should be more than enough. We don't need any more of those. Okay, to make the corrupted dust. Corrupted dust. Ah, we need the arcane crystal dust. Okay. So, scrap 4 of them to see how many we can make. And then corrupted dust. Throw that all in here. Which we only had enough to make 4. Okay, hopefully that's enough here, because what I then need to do is combine the corrupted dust with runes to get dark runes. Should probably have some runes over in here, so you can do like so. And then if we blow this up, which I'm going to use TNT for. Should use flint steel just slide up, shouldn't I? We'll just make a small little box here. Hopefully this doesn't damage too much here. So, put some TNT here, we get the dark runes, we light that up, throw you in. And if that worked, we should get 5 corrupted dust there. So that is slightly more. So I can keep doing that to get all the corruptite dust I need, which I'm going to need about 1,000 of them if I'm to make the portal actuation fluid. So that's fine. Which I can keep going. Then I'm also going to need to make dark matter, which we get from explosion crafting that matter balls, which is why I was doing like so. So I just need to throw any sort of matter in here, and it will turn into matter balls eventually. If we do that, instead of trashing condenser to matter balls, we need the storage component. That should be enough. Then grab a funnel, which should feed into here. And that will take a while to make matter balls. But then we also load them up like we did the dark runes to get more dark matter, which I'm going to need about 1,000 of those as well. Which I could always hand make a bunch of those, which isn't too bad. Or I set up the automation, which I honestly don't really feel like doing. Because it's just a matter of waiting for those to be made. The other option is Edelwood. If I can get more Edelwood, growing Edelwood, I could get Edelwood logs, turn that into dark matter that way. So that would be 2 parts what we need for making orbs of temporary flight. So next up would be disruption T and explosives, which is a simple matter of just haunting TNT, which I've got plenty of gunpowder being made up there and plenty of sand being made elsewhere, so that won't be too hard to make. And then we just need to haunt it, which would go the wherever. So do it like so. And there we go. Now I guess the disruption T explosive. And finally, singularity. There's 2 ways of going about getting singularities. We need about 7,000 singularities, which is kind of a bit insane. So, what I would need to do is we get ourselves some crushing wheels here. And if we crush the crushing wheels using crushing wheels, we get singularities. A 30% chance to get a singularity. Okay. 7,000, yeah, it's be a lot to handcraft. And we got 4 singularities from that. Cool. So that would be just about everything I need. So I still need to make the spawner core shell. So that's good. Oh, also wants me to get a matter ball. Okay. Oh yeah, we can make a grenade. Let's see if we do that. So we throw the matter ball and all that in here. We go a grenade. Throw that in there. That's why you don't want to do that together, because you get a black hole, which is necessary for production here. And I probably lost everything from that as well. So fun. I forgot that when you throw corruptite dust and dark matter together, you get a black hole. But that is a general gist of what I would need to do there. So, waiting on that, I'm going to build up what I'm going to, well, the structure actually automate the production of the orb of temporary flight. take a little bit, but I will explain it once I've built it up. So if I've got this set up correctly, we have a few droppers here. We've got one dropper set up to will drop crop-type dust. One will drop dark matter to make the black hole there. We've got dispenser to dispense the disruptive TNT up here. And another dropper or something. Meant to be. That's fine. We've got a deployer to, well, use the runes on here where the space-time construct will drop down onto this dirt block here. The deployer will strike it with lightning. Then the dispenser will throw a disruptive TNT, which will automatically light it, and then the space-time construct that. This dirt block will drop back, and while that's being done, the black hole will be formed by throwing a corruptite dust and a black dark matter in there to make the black hole. And the dispenser will throw, this dispenser over here will throw a space-time liquid on top of it, so that when it goes down there, that gets that next phase done. And then this dropper at the bottom is set up so it will drop 7 singularities onto it, which should, if this works properly, get me the orb of temporary flight there, which we can then empty out to get our portal actuation fluid. And this is the whole heart of the operations here. So if this would work out, press a button, it goes through and does everything here. Oh, this doesn't need it because this part was placed there for testing in the testing world. So first off, it makes the black hole, then strikes it with lightning, deploys the disruptive TNT, which will then do that. It'll also then deploy the space-time liquid and then retract the dirt block up there for about a second, allowing it to go past. And then after all that, every 5 ticks it will deploy a singularity, or 7 singularities in total. So that's how that should work out. So now all I need to do is make the particle accelerator here. So I've got everything I'm going to need to make the particle accelerator here. So first off, I need to get this all placed down appropriately. So let's have a bit higher up. We're going to have the particle accelerator core here. Then we need the beacons on either side. The reason I have the particle accelerator core here is because underneath this, well, that's where the space-time construct is going to be made. Right in the center, and it'll fall straight through. So we do this. It's next to the back. We need one facing like so. And then the rest like this. And it needs to be facing the opposite direction. So that's the first layer done. Okay, container, pressurized spawner, entity hatch, and the shadow casing there. Okay. Oh, I forgot to make the shadow casing. Okay. So quickly make that. So shadow casing here, 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 and here. Doesn't matter about direction this is facing here, I don't know. that. Pressurized spawner. Entity hatch. Cool. And then we just need to place with the skeleton skulls. Okay. If there's anything that's wrong here, it's probably these with the skeleton skulls. I think they actually need to be on top of these end rods. So let's see here. If this is correct, when I place this final one down here, there we go. We got the particle accelerator here. So all I need to do here, because what needs to go in the particle accelerator I need to actually make all that. Okay. Is the spawner core. So what I have to do is detect when the spawner core goes into here, put like about a 9-second timer on before it moves on to do the rest of this. Because in that time, space-time accelerator will, well, whatever space-time thing will come out, drop down into top here, and everything will go as it should plan to. So, let's see what I can find here. Now I've got another bucket. So that gets us the bucket of liquid space-time. Check. So that will need to go onto this one here. Need to pump the bucket of space-time, liquid space-time up into here. Now we need the spawner core. Oh, rain! What do we have here? Time of alchemy has got 288. Okay, that's enough. So, grab this nether star. We get another one. Cool. We need to make this a dark one, so all we need to do is just haunt it. Oh, it's a thundersaw. Cool, I can stick through it. So, we come up here, haunt the nether star, turn it into a dark star, and we can use that and 4 eternal stellar and 4 netherite scrap to make the spawner core shell. And then I'm going to need to use a thermodynamic processing plant to put memory into it. So, I'm just missing the eternal stellar. Yeah. Being honest, yeah, I have just done a couple of things where with creative vending upgrades in them. Even though I have the ability to automate them, it's just all this automation is really taking a toll on what my computer's actually able to handle. Or at least the way I set up. So, just by doing it that way, I can help mitigate things a bit. So we get the spawner core shell. Hopefully this is the only one I'm going to need. So then we need to throw 4 buckets of memory essence into it. Sure. Grab my fluid cell here. From this here we will pull in from the back here. Now I just need to deal with that in a thermodynamic processing plant. Which I just happen to have one here. We switch this over to here, we can pull out all of the lubricant from here. Push that there, throw the spawner core shell into here. Which if I really want to automate this, which I probably would, I would have this somewhere over there, to get pressure over there, pump the memory fluid or whatever into it. And yeah. And it'll also be coming out from another thermodynamic processing plant that was making the other part. We should still have this. Set this to blue. Get that over there. There we go. Memory essence spawner core done. Now we need to grab the particle accelerator for that to actually be done here. And all that. Okay. So, if we take the particle accelerator core, check. It gets done there. I should be able to just place it back in again, reassemble it perfectly. Cool. Now I need the cryptide dust. I should. Oh no, I have none because all the dark rooms got eaten. So, cryptide dust. We need base powder. There we go. Cryptide dust. Check. I need dark matter. Check. So that would go into here. This would go into here. I need more singularities. I'm just going to check if I've got everything I need. Oh, runic tablets. I'm pretty sure I have some. There you go. And because I've already gotten this automated, it wouldn't be too hard to show to get this fully automated there. So, throw it on there, that get used on there. Check. Moves back. You got the cryptide dust. This is waiting for the disruptive TNT. Disruptive explosive. Throw that in here. Now we just need to get the singularities in there. There's the energy coming in here. So auto pull. I mean, you get about 256,000 redstone flux here. Can't remember, where does the flux go in here? Oh, bottom. Okay. Actually, no, there's another spot I can plonk that. Because the bottom needs to be free, so it should be empty spot right here. Okay. And then we just need to see if this works. I'm just double checking. This has got the bucket of liquid space on. That's got the runic tablets. Yes. That's got the dark matter. That's got the corruptite dust. Oh, we just need the singularities. That's all we need to finish this up, I'm pretty sure. Where's this connect up to? Oh, it wants me to have a rune. Okay. Okay. Gets that done. Which would then want me to grab another runic tablet here. And then I need to observe the 20 seconds to charge it with lightning. Okay, so that's fairly decent. Okay, 32 more crushing wheels. Hopefully that'll be enough to get me a decent amount of singularities here. So, let's get them crushed up here. Well, that got me enough for be able to do 2 lots of this. So, first off, need to throw the singularities in here. And now, we give this a test run. Oh, I might need a hopper to actually insert in there. Okay, double check this button over there. Check. Let's go over here. Hopper inserting into the chest. Spawner core. Throw that on there. Particle accelerator is running. And I have 20 seconds once the space-time construct is made here to actually get this running. Oh. I forgot something here. Wait, what? What's the space-time construct? I didn't see it at all. That's weird, because that should have worked. Okay, well, I'm just going to show you what should have happened. Because space-time construct should have dropped out from here down into there. It had enough power. Yeah. And that's of course because of how the entity hatch was placed. So if we place this with the entity hatch facing down. So we do that. We'll place the chest out with a barrel. Because I can easily access it myself. Okay. Perfect. And can I get another spawner core shell? Technically I could. Everything is being automated. I've got a few things that are broken, but they still work. Okay. So I just want to test this out. We throw the spawn core in here. Gets running there. Oh, there it is. Why is this different from everything else? Because when I test this in the creative world, it dropped straight through and down to below. If I don't have an easy way of getting this down there, that's going to make this a bit annoying. Since that dropped it straight down, we move this over here. How much power does it actually have now? 60,000. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay, so there it is there. Oh. I see what happened this time. Okay. I need to move this back one. Had the empty hatch facing forward so it goes down, falls straight onto there through the hole that would be where this redstone flux cell would be. Okay. I'm just going to rebuild this and I'll be right back. Okay. So I've got this moved over. We've got a blank hole right here directly above this. Entity hatch is facing out this way, so the space-time construct should just fall straight down into there. So, I already did observe it before, so that's okay. I need to look at the black hole. Okay. So. I just want to check something out here. There we go. Got the singularity. Okay, we'll remove those from here and you from there. Cool. So now all I need to do is get the orb of temporary flight, and that will be this done here. So let's see if this works. It's running. No, that didn't. All the way over here. Oh. For some reason it didn't activate the runic tablet. It could be the lag. There's just so many things that could be going on here. Well, at least singularities didn't get consumed here. Okay. I'm just going to show you what should have happened on my test world. Okay. So, we've got the exact same setup here, but instead of having the, well, reactor particle accelerator on top, we've just got a dispenser dispensing out arcane space on construct spawn eggs. That should still work. So what should have happened is not that. I forgot to actually set that one of them to listening here. Got to set that to listen. Okay. Let's try this again. So that should have happened. That should have gone shocked first. Absorbed that. Oh! Yep, and then piston would have expanded. That's gone out. And absorbed up all the catalysts. And bang, that should have gotten us the orb of temporary flight like that. It's essentially what should have happened. I don't know what happened to the piston that was set up to remove it, but yeah. That's what should have happened. I can't be bothered trying to troubleshoot, but suffice to say, I'm not sure whether it is because of low frame rates or other things, but for some reason this deployer is... Oh, let's give it a try here. Okay. Let's just get this set up. So, let's just see how this works if that doesn't work. Give this another try here. Okay. Throw in there. Get this running, wait for the space-time construct to pop out. Press it, didn't do a thing. I don't think that worked. For some reason the spawner isn't working the way it should be. Let's try this again. I know I'm cheating, so let's do this. There we go. And there we go. That's how the orbital temporary flight should have been made. Apart from the fact that I've got such low frame rate. And big chunks of lag spikes here. So, what we next have to do is superheated mixer, combine this with gasoline and diesel to get 1 millibucket of port actuation fluid. Which means I'd have to do this 1,000 times to get a single bucket of port actuation fluid. Which, I don't really want to have to do that. Especially with this big lag spikes happening in this. So I'll at least make this once by myself. And then we'll go from there to see how I'm going to do everything else. Grab the fluid cell. Got gasoline back here, we need a bucket of it. Inject back in. Also need diesel from here. Need a bucket of that. Eject back in. Okay. Then we can bring this back over here to this mixer here. Throw that on top so I've actually drained it back out. There's a diesel. There's the gasoline. There's the orb of temporary flight. Now we just need to superheat it, and we get ourselves some portal actuation fluid here. There we go. We get the spawn core shell back, and also 1 millibucket of portal actuation fluid. A singular millibucket. And yeah, to make I find the Arcane template wants me to use a bucket of portal actuation fluid onto a cartography table to get the map to the Arcane temple. So, I'm going to check something first. So if I get a specific compass, the Explorer's compass, I'm just going to check. Because this should point to the nearest one. So if I go search for the Arcane Temple, it wasn't able to find one in 23,250 block radius. So that Arcane Temple is heaps far out. And I'm just going to be honest here, I don't want to set up the automation for this. This is just going to take too long and also just use up so many more frames. But that is generally how I would do it. Because then the other thing would be to detect when the spawner core goes back in there. Well, we just have a pulse repeater after it saying 9-second wait, and then do this all over again. If I wasn't having issues with the runic tablets not being deployed. So yeah, and I'm not going to do this 1,000 times. So I've made a bucket of a millibucket of port actuation fluid. So for the rest of it, I am just going to cheated in, because otherwise it's just going to take too long. So, 2 buckets of portal activation fluid. And so then we also need cartography table. So we get that, we can then apply the bucket of portal actuation fluid, one of them, to the cartography table to get an arcane temple map, which looks like it's down to the southwest. That's going to be fun to get. But that is heaps far away as well. Over 30,000 blocks. Oh, it didn't use up the bucket of portal actuation fluid. Okay, that's good to know. I thought it did. So that makes it a bit worth it. Okay. There's one last thing I want to do. I want to keep a warp stone for myself, but if I compact use a warp stone on a time machine, we'll get a waystone. So I need to make another one and make another time machine. So where's my closest? I don't want that one. I want the next closest. Okay. Let's go Jack Clodder. Dracarak. And never come back here, so what I'll do is break this waystone to get me some warp fragments, which then I'll use that to make another warp stone by just compacting it up, mixing it with a time bottle, which is easy enough. And then I just need to get another time mechanism, and there'll be a reason for this. But that's going to be once I get to the Arcane Temple. Which I'm going to do next time, because it's going to take me ages just to walk over there. Okay. Got ourselves another time machine here. Combine it with the warp stone I've got. Oh, and we can choose which waystone. I want to go for the normal waystone. So, we've got a waystone for when I get to the Arcane Temple. And we've got the map to the Arcane Temple. So, I think it might be a good spot to call it the end of the episode here. And next time, we'll come back at the Arcane Temple to discover what we need to do there. So I'll call it the end of the episode here, so you can comment, like, subscribe down below. Really helps out with YouTube discovering whatnot and that. Thank you all for watching. Catch you all next time.